Welcome back to Combat Gear Reviews. Today I'm reviewing the Combat Corner handmade in Thailand MMA sparring gloves. So these gloves are different than the standard MMA gloves. You can see they have the big pad in front instead of the individual fingers. That's why they're training gloves. But they still do have the individual finger holes so that you can use your fingers in grappling. I find that these make MMA still pretty easy to grapple in. The gloves don't hinder you too much. For striking, these are awesome because of the extra padding compared to the normal 4-ounce or 6-ounce MMA glove. And also these new ones, I think this is new in the most recent release of these handmade in Thailand combat corner gloves, but you can see that the fingers are curved here. So this helps if you're trying to extend your hand to your opponent and you don't want to poke your training partners in the eyes. I know ONE FC already uses gloves that curve like this. I would not be surprised if the UFC moved to something like this in the future, given all the eye pokes that are happening. So even when you're strapped up in the glove, if you do want to straighten your hand, you still can. It's not hard to straighten your hand, but at default, if you're not putting any muscle into it, it's going to curve your fingers for you so that you're not poking your opponent in the eye when you're testing out some distance. As for comfort for these gloves, they're pretty nice. Velcro for strapping up. The only uncomfortable thing I found with these gloves is when the gloves are new, the part in between the fingers that goes to the webbing of your fingers is a little tight. So after a long training session, you're going to feel it in the webbing of your fingers, which is kind of annoying. It hurts a little bit, but once you get the gloves broken in, it's not nearly as bad on the webbing of your fingers because those parts get worn in there. But on a brand new, fresh set of gloves, might hurt a little, so keep training. They'll get broken in. And the last thing, quality of the gloves. These gloves look brand new, but I've done hundreds of training sessions with these gloves. They last really well. I had the last version of these gloves. They lasted me about 2 years of training, but they were falling apart by the end of that. These are showing very minimal signs of wear for how many sparring sessions I've had with these. So extremely high quality, definitely worth the money. I give these a 10 out of 10. These are about as good as it gets. Thanks, guys.